The Toyota lights ablaze. Make sure the slower cars see them. Here we go. Oh my God! Oh my God! The Mercedes has taken off. That's Peter Dumbreck at the wheel of the number 5 Mercedes. The car flew right up into the air, over the barriers, over the wire, and into the trees. Let's look at this again.
Wow. Well, hopefully the 97 CLK-GTR does better than the 99 GT car here. Woo!
TC01 with the new Mercedes CLK. We're also going to discuss a bunch of the hop-ups that I got for it. Let's get to it. You let me in?
Yeah, sorry about that. The camera doesn't work so well out in that 4-degree weather. Shh. Anyways, let's get down to it. Let's talk about Mercedes Benz CLK-GTR on the TC01 chassis. Now, I've actually been really looking forward to this particular release on this particular chassis. I had wanted to do a TC01 build, but I really didn't like that Formula E body that they were offering it with. And what's really strange is that was actually released in August of 2020. So to me, I had not done another release on this specific chassis for over 3 years, almost 4 years. I kind of thought they were maybe abandoning the chassis altogether, because that's a long time to not even release another body set on it. At any rate, a few months ago, they announced that they were going to be releasing this particular body set on the TC01 chassis. And what worked out even better for me is that I had been looking at, I believe it was an old TT01E release of this particular body set. So very excited to have this. As I said, it was just released. I got it a few days ago from Tamiko, and we're just gonna go a quick unboxing here, but more specifically, once I actually heard about the release, I actually started ordering Hopup parts. So before they even had an official release date, before I actually was able to order it, and certainly before it showed up, I managed to gather all of the specific Hopup parts that I wanted from a couple different brands. I'm going to be using some older electrics that I have from another vehicle, my Rolaro AK917, which I obviously have a video of. And I'm going to be upgrading that a little bit later with different speed controller and motor. So I'm just going to use the Castle electrics from that to put into here, and maybe just do kind of like some lower end speed runs with this particular chassis. As we're opening the box here, I just want to mention, I wish they would kind of go back to the illustrated box art. I think that's really cool. In fact, I would love if Tamiya started releasing some of those box art illustrations as kind of standalone, kind of high level prints. I tend to collect prints of various movies and TV shows and cars and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of a cool thing to add. And I think the kind of like watercolor, colored pencil kind of look that they have, it'd be really cool to have as like an actual like full-size print. As I mentioned in a previous video, I have a patented box opening technique, and this keeps the plastic kind of covering the box even though you're still able to open it. It's a stupid thing, but I love doing it. If you've ever opened a Tamiya package, you know that they pack them very well, especially the touring car stuff. They get it all kind of situated under the body shell, and more importantly, when you go to put it back, you can never get it just right. So I still try every time. One of my main concerns with this particular chassis is there is no kind of full carbon chassis available for it, at least that I found. Maybe there's some brands that I haven't come across that have a full carbon chassis for this. It's just a regular plastic tub, or I guess technically they call it a monocoque chassis. And I'm a little worried about the flex of that. So as you'll see, the Hopup parts that I get kind of address that. At any rate, you can see that the set comes with this full body set, comes with beautiful decals. I'm really excited to do that. Now, some of you may look at this, if this is the first video you come across of mine. I actually really like doing decals. I like doing the bodies. I don't like that when they come pre-painted. So very excited to do this. I'm gonna do this one with a box art body and then also a aftermarket body as well to actually be the runner. If you ever want to kind of learn my technique for doing decals, that makes it a little more enjoyable, I have a video on that. Really helpful, I think. Obviously, the Tamiya set does come with a separate set of instructions for the actual body set. That's how kind of committed really Tamiya Model Company is to making this a really good model. But let's go ahead and talk about the actual aftermarket stuff that I purchased for this already. As I mentioned, I'm a little concerned about how not stiff the chassis is going to be, so some of the Hopups that I got really are trying to address that. To start with, I got a bunch of Yeah Racing stuff. I got a handful of them from Nitro Hobbies. Obviously down below I'll have all of the information on where I found these. Whether or not they're available at the moment is another story. However, while you're down there, please don't cruise past the like and subscribe button. Please hit those. Anyway, the first thing I picked up is the Yeah Racing carbon chassis stiffening set. So you can see it actually kind of goes all the way around the chassis for a little bit. I also picked up the steel center CVDs, which is the center drive shaft and allows a little bit of flex while staying fully in contact. I also picked up the Yeah Racing aluminum front chassis stiffener. Yes, it's a little bit different than the regular carbon chassis stiffener. Also have the steel rear CVDs. You'll see they need to be a little bit different than the front because obviously the rear you're not turning. I also have the aluminum steering set from Yeah Racing, and I believe that was actually from RC Mart. Now, also have a bunch of the Tamiya / TRF pieces. First thing I have is the double cardan joint set. I've used this double cardan joint set for my XV02. There's also a video on my XV02 if you want to check that out. Right there. And with the XV02, they actually come in a bunch of different packages because they don't have just a straight up XV02 double cardan set, I believe still. So you have to kind of piece it together. However, with this TC01, you can just buy just one package and it all comes together for everything you need for the double cardan set. I have two sets of the aluminum rocker arms for the suspension. This is part of that kind of inboard suspension system that they have. You have to get two, front and rear. I have a stabilizer set. Just use these on pretty much everything that I have. Just seems to help out kind of flattening the car out in the turns. Now, again, going to the actual inboard suspension setup, the way they have it, you actually have to use these longer shock shafts. So the ones that I picked up here, specifically, these are the damper extenders, and you also have to get the titanium coated shock shafts. Well, you don't have to get the titanium coated ones, but the shock shafts are longer, so you have to make sure you're getting the right ones. Now, these are originally intended for the TRF 501X, and you'll see that they are actually a little bit longer than a standard damper would be for a touring car. Also got the Tamiya carbon front stiffeners. I'm not entirely sure how this is different from the Yeah Racing, if it stiffens the different part, or if I just forgot and ordered kind of two of the same thing. Done it before. First thing I got is the Montec body here. And I'll put the name of that up here because I'm actually blanking on the specific model name that it is. But one thing I'm worried about painting this is that center ridge. It'll be hard to get some color in there, so we'll see how that works out. I don't think I've really picked out a scheme for it yet, so we'll see what livery I end up with. So that's unboxing the new TC01 with the Mercedes Benz CLK-GTR body set on it. I hope you come back for the build of it. Please remember to like and subscribe so you can get notified when those new videos are popping up. And as you saw in the video a little bit, you might notice, if you've been paying close attention to my other videos, I have kind of remodeled or just kind of rearranged my workshop. So you'll be seeing some more of that in the future. Thanks for stopping by. and we'll talk RC again later. Thank you.